Hi class, we need to take a look at the next section which deals with evaluating integrals, and one of the main aspects of these integrals is that they're going to have the following shapes. So the vast majority, what you're going to see is a function that's going to actually go to the infinity, and we're going to be calculating the entire area as well. The function goes towards the infinity, and it could also be from negative infinity to positive infinity. The main idea here is that, well, the function is going to converge, meaning that it's going to have a limit as it approaches one of these infinities. We're mainly interested on the functions that converge, where you're actually able to obtain an entire value. You have to be worried about these functions, and this is the last sketch here. And I'm talking about the ones that have asymptotes. You may be able to evaluate some of those, provided that decided limits exist, depending on how it's given. Here's the main formulas depending on the situation that we're evaluating. But all of these integrals, since they're actually going all the way to the infinity, we end up evaluating the limit depending on the situation. Okay, so here's the idea. So let's take a look at example 1. And in example 1, they're asking us to provide a sketch of the function that we're integrating, and then we'll evaluate the actual integral. So here's the idea on this one. It's an x squared, and your x squared is at the bottom. So this is going to be the actual graph, and we're only interested on the positive side. But let me put both of the hyperbolas. So your 1 over x squared actually looks like this, and then the other portion happens to be on the positive side. And just for this one, it's not to scale, but this is what the actual function looks like. And well, the main region that we're looking at is from the values of 1 towards technically the infinity. So the actual area, it's going to be all of this technically unto the infinity. Now, these integrals are going to be evaluated, and only if the limits exist, then we're going to be able to actually obtain a total amount of area that happens to be below the curve. So that's what we're looking at. If we can actually evaluate the actual limit, then we'll be able to technically calculate that total area, and it'll be a specific value. So it'll be some sort of a numerical approximation. You're not interested on the ones that are unbounded. For those, we would have said that the integral does not exist, or the total area under the curve happens to be infinite. So here's the idea. So you're going to have that the integral from 1 to infinity so 1 to infinity of 3 over x squared dx, it's going to be equal to, and let me extract the constant. So this is 3 times the integral from 1 to infinity of dx over technically x squared. And by using the definition, I'm talking about, well, technically the first formula that's here. We're going to be evaluating this one, and we're going to transform it to the following limit. So this is going to be the values of 3 times the actual limit as t approaches infinity of the integral, and by definition it's the integral from, in this case it's going to be 1 to t of the actual function. So this will be dx over your x squared. So what you technically have here is the constant on the outside multiplying the limit. So don't forget about that actual 3. And in this case, let me rewrite it. So we're looking at, this is equivalent to 3 times the actual limit as t approaches infinity. And then what we could do here is technically evaluate the integral, and our integral is going to be, well, a negative 1 over x, and we're going to be evaluating this one from 1 to the values of t. So we're going to end up with technically 3 times the limit as t approaches infinity of technically negative 1 over the values of t minus negative 1 over 1. So we're actually rewriting it as this is 3 times the limit as t approaches infinity of negative 1 over t plus 1, or 3 times and this will be the actual limit as t approaches positive infinity of negative 1 over t plus the limit as t approaches infinity of 1. And then we're going to be obtaining the following values. Now we still have that this is going to be 3 times the following. So we're going to have the following. Now for the actual limits, I'm going to ask you to provide me a sketch of what those look like. So we're looking at the following for the first function. Now technically the function f of t is equal to negative 1 over t. It's actually going to have the following sketch. So as it goes towards a positive infinity, you're going to have this sort of a shape. It's the 1 over x but backwards. So technically for this one, the limit as t approaches positive infinity of negative 1 over t, it's equal to 0. For the second one, you're just going to have that f of t is equal to 1. So technically it's just going to be the function, let me rewrite it, a horizontal function towards the right. So therefore the actual limit as t approaches infinity of 1 is equal to 1. Therefore, you can justify that at this point, well, the first one is going to be 0 plus the values of 1, or in this case, we're going to end up with 3. As a final answer, let me rewrite this one, that technically the integral, so the integral from 1 to infinity of 3x squared dx is equal to 3, or 3 units squared, depending on the context of what we're talking about. In this case, we're basically evaluating the total area as the function goes to the right. And since the integral converges, we're able to get that value. So the total area from 1 towards a positive infinity ends up being a total of 3, or 3 units squared.